These sites are right along the water, but they're way up above the water. Nice little sites. This is the 40s and 50s. Some double site, that's a double site. Really aren't too many bad sites here. Hello friends, folks, Romans, countrymen. We are at our Shaefer Heard Campground on West Point Lake in West Point, Georgia. And it's a Corps of Engineers, Army Corps of Engineers campground. And we're only here for one night, so we scooted in and we're going to scoot out at 5 in the morning, depending on how much blood I lose from the mosquitoes. There are some mosquitoes here, but mostly that's because he's running around in the bushes and he rattles them all up. I'll get you a little closer so you can hear and see that he's a pest. But this is a beautiful site. Let me pull the camera over. This is our view from the camper, and it's a really nice. It's a little lake. It's not as big and ugly as the lake we had, and this would be an ideal kayaking lake. I mean, it's very pretty. I think I'm looking east, but I'm not positive. But we've got a really nice little beach here that Akila has made use of several times. Really nice beach. It's really kind of big. So you can bring up a camper or a kayak or a canoe or something, or even a regular boat. So right now it's still as a mill pond, and you can see the beautiful reflection. The clouds are warning us that it might rain tonight. We're hoping it doesn't. Let's take you on a little walk around the campground while I kill mosquitoes. Well, we made it. It's a nice long site. It's got an extra parking pad for extra cars. A little close to the neighbors, but that's all right. They're friendly neighbors, I'm sure. We're on number 30. Right next to us is 30 and 30, 31 and 32. And then way down here, which I guess is a pull-through site, is 33. But these are all right nice on the lake. They're cheap with the senior pass. Boy, they put me through the ringer on those. The last people who had our site apparently had 2 or 3 dogs, because there's 2 or 3 different kinds of dog shit all over the site, which, you know, I have a dog. I never leave anything on the site. Here's 34. It's a big slope down. You wouldn't want to put anything big in there. 35, 36. They're pretty close to each other. Thank goodness he's got his flags up. I guess that's our bathroom. I'm going to assume there's no showers in there. I don't know if they have showers here or not. This is 39. That's a nice pull-through site. It's not right on the water, but I think it has stairs that go down the water. Come on. You're all alone. There's nobody near you. It's a pull-through site. You've got nice path down to your own private lakefront. This is pretty nice. Can't believe there's nobody on this. This is the bathroom facility. It's a fairly old and antique operation, but it has usable showers. They're not dirty or anything gross like that, like the last ones were, but it is pretty old. And this is the shower facility. It's a regular bathroom and then some, well, the showers are doable. This is the handicap one. Looks like nobody uses it. I might try. They got benches and curtains and everything. He got loose, but he waited. He stayed right there. These are the bathrooms that are right inside the campgrounds. In the camping areas, there's 3 or 4 of these in our side anyways. Urinal and toilet. This is site 14. This is what we originally had, but I had to change it for the date. I had it a date too late. This is 15 and 16. It's kind of a double site. They're right next to each other. That's 16 right ahead, and that's 15 back in there. These are interesting because this is 21 and it's a 50 amp site, but the actual parking pad probably isn't big enough for anything bigger than something about, I don't know, maybe 30 feet long. So I think in the past 5 years I've seen more sunrises than most people see in their whole life. To be up when all the birds get up. Well folks, today I'm going to treat you to one of my more extravagant breakfasts that I do on the trail. We've got 4 sausage patties in here, 2 for me and 2 for the king. We've got eggs. I'm going to make French toast. And the most important thing I think with any egg dish is that you take the eggs out of the refrigerator about an hour ahead of time so they can thaw, because they're probably frozen. I noticed the fridge is at 32 degrees, or at 22 degrees, so I'm pretty sure everything in there is frozen. But when I cook the sausages, because they're frozen and they're really low, I put them in a pan with a little hot water, and I use an electric tea kettle since I have electricity. Saves on the propane. But I'll kind of boil them so they're hot and cooked, and then let them brown up. The water will all boil off because it's a frying pan. So I'm going to put those on the stove, and I'll be right back. Bring it a little closer so you can see what's going on here. Let's see if these are still frozen. They don't seem to be. Now I'm using a regular paper plate. This is a Chinette plate, and these are not coated or anything. They're just paper. So this is a little iffy, but I'm pretty sure I've done this before. Before I had plates that had plastic coating on them, which is what China makes. I like to have one egg at least all the time in my fridge. And the reason being is that it's an easy snack if you want a hard-boiled or fried or scrambled, or add it to pancakes or things like that. So then I add a little bit of milk, which is really dangerous on a paper plate. Just probably a tablespoon of milk. And then we'll scramble these up. I think that's good enough. A little bit of tilt to the table here. So I got the bread. I'm going to put the frying pan on the heat. I'll be right back. So I'm just going to have 2 slices, which in the restaurant they cut them corner to corner so it looks like 4. So I'm going to take 2 slices of bread. But we'll butter the pan, we'll dip the bread, and throw it in the frying pan. Easy peasy. The trick to get it out there without spilling it all. I may have mentioned this in my other cooking videos if you've watched them, but I always cook with butter in the frying pan because I can tell when the frying pan's hot because the butter goes from yellow to light brown. So like this, I can tell the frying pan is hot, and I can now take the bread, dip it in the egg. I tend to turn it at least twice, and then drop it in the pan. Other bread. And yeah, I use my fingers because I can feel how soggy it is. Alright, come on out. Come on out and we'll cook. So the sausage. The water's just about off of them. And the French toast is just warming back up from being out in the breeze. We'll flip these. Stick together where they touch. Flip them. This is why French toast is easier than pancakes, because when you drop them on top of each other, they don't stick. Just go on. I'll flip those about 4 times to get them cooked all the way through and the right color. All right, the sausage is browned up nice. The French toast are looking good. I think it's time to pull these off the fire. And normally, camping, I would eat French toast with a little powdered sugar on it. But today I do have my prize and joy. This is actually Northern Comfort. It is not. This is the perfect bottle for maple syrup. So it does kind of drive the rangers nuts when there's no alcohol allowed in the park, but they can taste it. It's maple syrup. If you want some really good, super nice maple syrup, look in the description below. I'll put the link to the website where I get my maple syrup. Bon appetit. And one of the best things about all this is the egg pan, the dish pan, everything was prepared on. Just gets folded up into a little tiny ball and gets thrown in the trash. Although it can go in the fireplace too, because this is high calorie burn right here. Well, As the sign of an impending storm rolls in, I think it's time for us to get out of here. 7:30, the gates open. We've had breakfast. We've had some fun with sticks.